Here's your daily dose of Tottenham, providing you with the latest Tottenham news all in one place, under 3 minutes. Hope you're keeping well. Let's get straight into it. Thomas Frank was asked on if it's fair that clubs will lose players to the African Cup of Nations. Frank said, I think it is what it is. It was the Club World Cup in the summer. It was the African Cup of Nations. Most of the time it's been in December or January. We need to deal with it, and we will. That's my take on it. Thomas Frank was asked on the narrative that he's a defensive coach, a pragmatist, and if he's surprised by that record, given his time with Brentford. Frank said, I think it all depends on the narrative. So whose narrative is that? Is that a journalist or is it a few fans? I guess we have quite a few fans out there. So I guess the one that writes on social media, I'm not on social media. I'm very aware that we haven't been free-floating in some games. I think there's been definitely moments where it's been quite good. So sometimes we work very hard on every single day. I think it's fair to say that every team I've managed, we've been able to score a lot of goals. Also a Brentford team with, how can you say, less on paper, lesser players, creating a lot of top goal scorers. I'm convinced that we do the same again here. I also think it's fair to say that we're also working very hard on it. We have the players and we're doing everything they can. It's my job together with the coaches to make sure they get good relations and a good structure and can be confident. Frank was asked on the home form, or does he feel there is a slight weight of pressure from the crowd that demands a certain style of play, or is it more about teams that come to Tottenham Stadium and set up to frustrate? Frank said, I think there are different types of games sometimes, also because everything is accumulating or a little bit adding up a little bit, so the numbers you gain is not a fantastic number. We haven't won at home in the last whatever games in the Premier League, not too many, completely different games. Some teams are very difficult to play against in that environment, others a little bit easier. Everything is difficult. But for example, Villa, I think a very good competitive performance. Unfortunately, we lost. It just went the wrong way. We could have easily won 1-0. I think Saturday night is an accumulation of a lot of things. A big London derby. Always hope we can beat them. We haven't won against them for a very long time, and that's just added a bit. Next, Thomas Frank on Lucas Bergwijn, and if there's a protocol that means he has to miss a certain number of games. Frank said yes, he's out for the next 2 games. The rule is a week. Frank was asked if the home form continues to be an issue, would he consider training at the Tottenham Stadium? Frank said maybe, I haven't thought about it. I'm always listening to good suggestions. Vicario was asked on why Tottenham was struggling at home at the moment. Vicario said, to be fair, I didn't know which is the difference. Probably in football, everything is related to a game. Of course, we didn't perform at our best and we lost against a London team. It's probably seen in a different perspective. I think we can change this quickly starting from tomorrow. Also, our record in European competitions playing at home is a big one. I don't remember how many, fingers crossed, games we didn't lose at home. Last home defeat, by the way, was in Europe 2020. We have a big opportunity to turn this track in another way. Tomorrow is the best chance to try and do it. That's your daily dose of Tottenham, providing you the latest Tottenham news all in one place, under 3 minutes. Thank you very much for watching. You're now up to date. Enjoy the rest of your day. Come on, you Spurs.